I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah, and this is Nightline. The top stories: Malaysia-EU resume negotiations for landmark free trade deal. And government to review long-term service counter assignments. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim and European Union EU President Ursula von der Leyen have announced the resumption of negotiations for the Malaysia-EU Free Trade Agreement. The announcement was made in conjunction with Anwar's current working visit to Brussels, Belgium. In a statement on Monday, the Prime Minister's office, PMO, said the renewed engagement marks a significant milestone in strengthening Malaysia's economic ties with one of the world's largest trading blocs and underscores the country's commitment to fostering deeper economic ties with the EU, a major trade and investment partner for Malaysia. The PMO said the free trade agreement is expected to unlock immense benefits across multiple sectors of Malaysia's economy while strengthening the global supply chain in critical sectors. It pointed out that the trade agreement is poised to bolster exports from sectors such as electrical and electronic products, palm oil and its derivatives, as well as optical and scientific equipment to the EU markets, among others. The PMO said that the resumption of free trade negotiations is a testament to their shared vision of economic collaboration and their mutual aspiration to unlock the potential of trade and investment partnerships. In 2023, the EU was Malaysia's fourth largest trading partner, with trade reaching 206.79 billion ringgit. Meanwhile, Anwar held a meeting with his Belgian counterpart Alexander De Croo. The meeting, which took place at De Croo's office, was also attended by officials from both sides. In the meeting, both leaders discussed ways to enhance cooperation and exchange views on regional and international issues of mutual interest. Anwar also met with High Representative and Vice President of the European Commission, Kaja Kallas, and held a four-eyed meeting with the President of the European Council, Antonio Costa. As chairman of ASEAN 2025, the Prime Minister will take the opportunity through this working visit to emphasize Malaysia's priorities in the direction of Malaysian chairmanship with the theme of inclusivity and sustainability. Earlier, during a gathering with about 200 members of the Malaysian diaspora in Belgium, Anwar said Malaysians living abroad must have the same right to vote in elections as those at home. The Prime Minister said he had raised the issue of postal voting for overseas Malaysians with the Election Commission, EC.
I say whatever you do as an independent commission, you must give opportunity for every single Malaysian the right to vote, okay? And must simplify those, and must be seen to be clearly, totally independent. It need not go even through the embassy. They must have certain mechanisms in place to allow people to come and vote.
On whether the government is giving priority to green technology and forestation, Anwar said that is one of the main agendas of the present administration. He added that Malaysia and its ASEAN partners are focusing on the ASEAN grid, which not only generates hydropower but also from solar and other renewable sources. In a bid to combat cybercrime, the government must invest in modern policing to enhance the country's security. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi stressed that it was crucial to utilize technology and innovative approaches to address the growing complexity of crime. According to Zahid, modern policing should no longer rely solely on having policemen stationed at specific locations, but should focus more on equipment.
Terdapat negara-negara maju yang mempunyai high definition CCTV yang dipasang setiap 50 meter di kawasan-kawasan yang sensitif. Ini harus dilakukan dan kerajaan harus melabur melalui modern policing ini di negara kita. Walaupun kita yakin dengan kemampuan PDRM.
The DPM spoke to the media after officiating the Asia International Security Summit and Expo, AISSE 2025 in Putrajaya. Among those present at the event were Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail and Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein. Earlier in his speech, Ahmad Zahir also called for the establishment of an ASEAN cybercrime task force modelled after the International Criminal Police Organisation Interpol to curb cybercrime in the region. The purpose of the task force would be to facilitate real-time intelligence exchange and regional cooperation in effectively combating digital threats. Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp and Telegram are the 4 online platforms identified as the most preferred spaces for scammers to commit fraud. According to Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil, losses from scams and fraud committed on these 4 platforms had easily reached hundreds of millions of ringgit. The minister said that in 2023, the estimated total fraud through Facebook alone was around 500 million ringgit, and he believed the current figure to be higher. He added that there are approximately 14 different types of scams carried out through social media, in addition to scam crimes in the form of phone calls and face-to-face meetings.
Jadi beberapa tindakan yang telah kita ambil untuk melesenkan platform-platform media sosial, mengetatkan beberapa perkara termasuk memberi takrif kepada jenayah scam. Ini kita percaya akan dapat membantu pihak polis dan juga pihak-pihak yang lain untuk mengambil tindakan yang lebih tegas.
Fahmi said that the popularity of these 4 social media platforms among Malaysians is a major driver for criminals to commit fraud, as many users are easily deceived. As such, he said that a large-scale online fraud awareness campaign will be implemented soon, starting at the school level. The Public Service Department has been directed to review the deployment of government employees who have been serving at service counters for more than 5 years to improve efficiency and prevent burnout. Chief Secretary to the Government Tan Sri Shamsul Azri Abu Bakar said staff who remain in the same role for extended periods could experience stress and reduce productivity. Shamsul said that serving at counters for more than 5 years is too long and unsuitable, as it could impact the quality of public service delivery.
Yang mana lebih daripada 5 tahun kita akan tukarkan untuk menambah baik lagi perkhidmatan kaunter, sebab kadang kita tengok kadang-kadang petugas kaunter marah-marah orang because too long there. Dia pun frustrated juga kan. So kita nak ubah yang itulah.
He spoke to the media after delivering his 2025 address at Puspanita Puri in Putrajaya. He said while job rotation is a standard practice in the public sector, a more extensive review involving staff who have served for over 5 years may be implemented soon. Job rotation, according to him, is essential to introduce fresh challenges and career growth opportunities. 2 individuals, including a director of a government agency in Terengganu, have been remanded for 6 days from Monday on suspicion of soliciting and receiving a bribe totaling approximately 900,000 ringgit. The 2 male suspects, both in their 40s, are alleged to have accepted bribes in exchange for securing projects for a consulting company. The suspects are believed to have committed the offences between 2015 and 2020. In confirming the arrest, MACC Terengganu Director Hazrul Shazrin Abdul Yazid said that further investigations are ongoing. A luxury MPV belonging to one of the suspects, financed by the company involved, has also been seized. Malaysia's trade performance has reached unprecedented heights, hitting 2.9 trillion ringgit last year, a 9.2% year-on-year increase. This marks the 4th consecutive year the country has surpassed the 2 trillion ringgit mark. Similarly, exports exceeded 1 trillion ringgit for 4 consecutive years, rising 5.7% to 1.5 trillion ringgit. According to the Investment, Trade and Industry Ministry, this accounted for 87.2% of the target set for 2025 exports under the mid-term review of the 12th Malaysia Plan. Imports were up 13.2% to 1.37 trillion ringgit, crossing the 1 trillion ringgit mark for the third successive year. The exceptional performance has resulted in a trade surplus of 136.88 billion ringgit for the 27th consecutive year since 1998. For economist Associate Professor Ahmed Razman Abdulatif, the uptrend is likely to continue this year, which can further boost the nation's economy.
With a more diversified markets than before, through multiple unilateral agreements, Malaysia managed to increase demand for its product, especially those under electronic and electrical, as well as other type of products. Trade balance remains positive, and even though some global uncertainties will remain this year, as long as we remain diversified and continue to be competitive under a stable political setting, Malaysia's economy can become sustainable in this year and beyond.
Local institutions extended their buying streak on Bursa Malaysia for the 13th consecutive week, with net purchases totaling 797.8 million ringgit in local equities. According to MIDF research, local retailers also remained net buyers, extending to a 2-week streak, contributing a robust 530.8 million ringgit in net inflows. Foreign investors, on the other hand, extended their selling streak, marking the 13th consecutive week of net outflows amounting to 1.33 billion ringgit. This marks the second highest single-week outflow since April last year. The trend has also been observed across major Asian stock exchanges. Foreign investors have sold Asian equities for the third consecutive week, amounting to $5.29 billion. China left benchmark lending rates unchanged for a third consecutive month as expected, as a weakening yuan has limited Beijing's monetary policy easing efforts. At the monthly fixing on Monday, the one-year loan prime rate LPR was capped at 3.1%, while the 5-year LPR was unchanged at 3.6%. Most new and outstanding loans in China are based on the one-year LPR, while the 5-year rate influences the pricing of mortgages. In October 2024, Chinese lenders slashed lending benchmarks by bigger than expected margins to review economic activity. South Korea pledged on Monday a record amount of financing support for exporters to mitigate any negative impact from changes in the U.S. trade policies. In a statement, the country's finance ministry said the government plans to provide $247.74 billion worth of policy financing to exporting companies through state-run banks and institutions this year. It would also boost insurance support to guard against foreign exchange volatility to over $964 million compared to $826.03 million last year, and increase its spending on government projects such as trade fairs and delegations to $1.9 billion. Malaysia bagged silver in IBF Para World Championship sports after this breather.
Kelpis Soda One in a Million telah menemui yang terbaik. Ini masanya untuk undi mereka. Gandakan 50 undian dengan pembelian produk Kelpis Soda di aplikasi Shopee dan isi butiran peribadi bersama kod voucher di Tonton. Maklumat lanjut di www.tonton.com.my/Kelpis Soda OIAM TV3. Saksikan Kelpis Soda One in a Million setiap Ahad 9 malam di TV3 dan stream juga di Tonton. Sejuta soda, satu juara.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
We're back with sports bowling, the 2025 IBF Para World Championships. National TPB4 men's team clinched the silver medal in the competition, finishing just 117 pinfalls behind champions Australia on Monday. Malaysia's team, comprising Muhammad Zul Adli Majeni, Abang Yahya Abang Azhar, Muhammad Hazim Sazali and Muhammad Rizwan Mahdi, delivered their best and produced 3,035 pinfalls. However, the score was not enough for them to emerge as champion, as Australia raked up 3,152 pinfalls, clinching the gold medal. Singapore completed the podium finish by taking home the bronze medal with 2,972 pinfalls. The 2025 IBF Para World Championships, which began on January 17, will run until this Friday. Turning to tennis, the 2025 Australian Open, defending champion Yannick Sinner overcame dizzy spells as well as Holger Rune on Monday to reach the quarterfinal for the third time. The world number one dropped the set yet again before coming home 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, 6-2 against the Danes' 13th seed, with both men needing medical attention. The Italian will next face either local hopeful Alex de Minaur or American young gun Alex Michelson. In another match, Lorenzo Sonego ended the dream run of another teenager as the Italian defeated American qualifier Le Netien 6-3, 6-2, 3-6, 6-1. The world number 55 will play another American, Ben Shelton, next for a place in the last four. In the women's event, a ruthless Iga Swiatek slammed the door shut on German lucky loser Eva Lees with a 6-love, 6-1 win to breeze into the quarterfinals for the second time. Awaiting her the next 8 will be American Emma Navarro. Now football, the Liga Portugal. Gil Vicente upset 10-men FC Porto with late drama to secure a 3-1 victory at home on Sunday. Pablo Felipe Pereira opened the scoring for the home side just 11 minutes into the match with a tap-in from close range. The second half brought plenty of drama as Goncalo Borges scored an equalizer for the visitors just 3 minutes after half-time, but Josue Sa restored the hosts' lead just 5 minutes later. Porto suffered another setback as Nico Gonzalez was sent off for a second yellow card with just over 15 minutes to go. Felix Correia capitalized on the advantage and sealed the 3-1 victory for Vicente in stoppage time from the spot. With the victory, Vicente moved up to 9th place with 22 points, while Porto dropped to 3rd. Still on football, the English Premier League, Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim said his current side are the worst team in the Red Devils' entire history following a 1-3 defeat at home to Brighton and Hove Albion on Sunday.
Imagine what is this for a fan of Manchester United. Imagine what is this for me. Like I said, I'm not going to change, no matter what. And I know we can succeed, but we need to survive this moment because I'm not naive. And I know that we need to survive now. So we are being the worst team, maybe, in history of Manchester United.
Speaking to the media, Amorim added that there will be more pain on the way for the team before the end of the season. Earlier, goals from Yankuba Minte, Kaoru Mintoma and Jorginho Ruta at Old Trafford consigned United to an embarrassing 1-3 defeat. Skipper Bruno Fernandes scored a consolation goal for United from the penalty spot. It was the 7th defeat in 15 games overall under Amorim and highlighted the massive job the Portuguese has on his hands. We're going for a short break. When we come back, guests arrive at the White House for Trump's swearing in.
Rasai vibrasi nada rasa 10 finalis anugerah juara lagu 39 dengan mendapatkan tiket di www.wowtix.com.my atau imbas kod QR berikut. Kalau takut sold out, beli tiket sekarang. Hidupkan nada rasa di malam anugerah juara lagu 39 secara langsung di Axiata Arena Ahad 16 Februari 9 malam, eksklusif di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton. Terangkat rasa.
Beliau bersama ibunya menjumpai kawasan kesan terbakar disyaki mayat manusia.
Di Pulau Pinang, seorang lelaki dipercayai teman lelaki kepada wanita yang dibunuh sebelum dikerat dan dibakar di Juru 3 hari lalu.
Terdapat kesan-kesan yang tidak sekata. Ada bahagian yang agak teruk terbakar, ada bahagian yang hanya terbakar sedikit.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Tiada cukai jalan, tiada lesen, pemandu lori masih berdegil.
Abang boleh jamin tak jatuh? Ikat ingat ni. Ni, kayu ni nak tahan ni.
Sanggup ubah suai lori, bawa kayu getah berlebihan.
Dia letak tu dia menolak lah. Ni sebab potongan kayu pun tak sama.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Guests have begun to arrive at the U.S. Capitol for President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration, which was moved indoors due to frigid temperatures in Washington. Among the guests who have arrived at the Capitol are former President Bill Clinton and former First Lady Hillary Clinton, Elon Musk, a close ally of Trump, who will lead the new Department of Government Efficiency, Apple CEO Tim Cook, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, and podcast host Joe Rogan. Some of Trump's cabinet picks were also seen arriving, including Doug Burgum, the president-elect's choice to lead the Department of Interior, and Marco Rubio, who could be the next Secretary of State. The swearing-in ceremony is scheduled to take place at 5 p.m. local time or 1 a.m. Malaysian time inside the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. Trump will enjoy Republican majorities in both chambers of Congress that have been almost entirely purged of any of any intra-party dissenters. His advisors have outlined plans to replace non-partisan bureaucrats with hand-picked loyalists.
He just said it's not Russia.
Earlier, the U.S. president-elect had pledged to end 4 long years of American decline at the raucous pre-inauguration rally in Washington, D.C.
We're going to do a lot of things. You're going to see something tomorrow. You're going to see executive orders that are going to make you extremely happy. Lots of them. Lots of them. We have to set our country on the proper course. The American people have given us their trust, and in return, we're going to give them the best first day, the biggest first week, and the most extraordinary first 100 days of any presidency in American history.
Speaking at the mega rally on Sunday, Trump also pledged a brand new day of American strength and prosperity by cracking down on everything from illegal immigration across the US-Mexico border to promoting oil drilling, reining in the federal workforce and eradicating diversity programs. He also pledged to repeal every radical and foolish executive order of the Biden administration within hours of assuming the presidency. Meanwhile, TikTok has now resumed services to its 170 million users in the US after Trump said he would issue an executive order to give the app a reprieve when he takes office on Monday. The app started working again late on Sunday, and a pop-up message to its millions of users thanked Trump by name. In a statement, the company thanked the incoming president for providing the necessary clarity and assurance and said it would work with Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the country. Israel released 90 Palestinian prisoners on Monday after Hamas handed over 3 Israeli hostages, completing the first exchange under a long-awaited truce aimed at ending more than 15 months of war in Gaza. At about 1 a.m. local time, Red Cross buses carrying the 90 Palestinian prisoners arrived in Ramallah in the occupied West Bank, where they were greeted by crowds of thousands, despite warnings from Israeli forces that celebrations would not be allowed. The freed Palestinians included 69 women and 21 teenage boys, some as young as 12, from the occupied West Bank and Jerusalem. The release comes on the second day of a 3-phase ceasefire which started on Sunday morning. Phase 1 of the ceasefire will see Hamas release 33 captives over 6 weeks in return for hundreds of Palestinians being held in Israeli prisons. A man thought to be a citizen of Bangladesh was arrested in India's financial capital, Mumbai, on Sunday and is considered the prime suspect in the stabbing of Bollywood star Saif Ali Khan. The suspect, arrested on the outskirts of Mumbai, was using the name Vijay Das, but is believed to be Muhammad Shariful Islam Shehzad and was working with a housekeeping agency after coming home to the city 5 or 6 months ago. In the meantime, Khan's sister, Soha Ali Khan, shared an update on his health, stating that Saif is recovering well in the hospital. Saif, 54, was stabbed 6 times by an intruder during a burglary attempt at his home in Mumbai early on Thursday. That concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as the Monte Carlo International Circus Festival celebrated its 47th edition, bringing together the best artists and talents from around the world. With that, I'm Zahir, Kelvin, Abdullah. Thank you for watching and stay safe.